And hello, everybody. Welcome to OPINIONish as we get ready to kick off the summer concert series. I'm Mitch English, and right in front of me is Weezer. You a Weezer fan? I never took you as a Weezer guy.
You kidding me?
I feel bad about today. Is that what you said?
That's the Weezer.
I feel bad because of the color of my shirt today.
Why?
I didn't realize that coming in. Well, this is FSU colors, and I know you're like one of the biggest. I think you
am.
This is what's odd for me because this is a red shirt, and I've never seen you nothing wearing blue and orange is all I ever see. And I think those bumper stickers people say I bleed orange and blue and stuff. I think you literally do, don't you?
I do, but I can wear other colors too. I come in all shades.
You're like the United Colors of Bonnetarman, right? How you been? How's your week been?
Pretty good, man. My daughter turned 16 years old yesterday.
So is this car season then? Does she already have her license?
No, actually, she's terrified of driving, and I prefer it that way, honestly, because it's crazy here in Orlando. #1 capital for pedestrian deaths.
Is that?
Keeping it light.
Is that for real?
Yeah,
you didn't know that? No, I had no idea about that.
Yeah, it's insane. So we don't need. I don't know. She's fine not being on the road. I'm totally comfortable driving around.
That's a little bit different between when I grew up, which was
the early 1920s.
Back in the 20s.
Yeah.
They had one of these horseless carriages. They did, and I could not wait to get my driver's license. And it was like the day I turned 16, I went and got my driver's license with my dad, and he held off because back then it was insurance. So like the insurance would climb out. But they don't care anymore. Like if you have a kid that's of age, then they'll just go and charge you.
$5 a year back then, right?
So it's crazy. 6 pence FYC. But has your insurance gone up or anything like that?
Legally we had to put her on. So we're paying for it, and she's not using it, but it's fine. I was actually the opposite of you. I was a lot like her. I didn't need to drive. I got my learners or my license at 17. So
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I lived in a small town though, so it wasn't really anywhere to get around.
And you took the tractor.
I had an older brother. I did. I had my dad's old truck. It was like a tractor. I had my older brother drive me around until he graduated. Then my best friend, I was just always shotgun. I was the guy working the songs, playing the music in the car. So I was on.
So you're co-pilot.
I was co-pilot. That was my position. I rocked it, and everybody was the better for it.
So it was a truck.
I drove a little bit of my dad's old truck, yeah. So when I finally did.
Did you guys ever do the whole 3 guys in the front because, you didn't have the back seat, and then the guy in the window would duck down and say, "Hey, girls, check us out!" And there'd be like 2 guys sitting right next to each other.
We had Mr. Microphone, yeah. We'll be around to pick you up later.
Good looking, pick you up at 8. Remember Freedom Rock? Did you ever remember those commercials?
Oh, yeah.
Dude's that Freedom Rock? Sure is. Crank it up.
Is that like the collection of all the greatest hits?
Yeah, it's like Time Life, I think it was.
Oh, man, I love those commercials.
Those commercials kind of bring you back, and that's a little bit of about our theme today, which we're talking about music, the way it has changed as well. It's not the game that we used to play, where you're listening off the radio, and you're hoping that they would play the song that you wanted, and then you always got the end of the jingle of the radio station at the beginning of your song. That's how you knew it was good.
I remember doing that too, though. I used to have a boombox. I'd put a blank tape in, and I wait for my songs. Wait for like the top 40 countdown and record it.
Casey.
I'm that old too. I remember it.
In the car, you would do that, right?
I would do it driving my dad's truck. Yeah.
Nowadays, but like on the Sirius XM, there's a whole channel. I had Casey Kasem's daughter on.
You got to do his voice there.
I'm Casey Kasem.
There you go.
Now back to the countdown. And song school. I was telling her, I was like, you don't have no idea. Like, I spent every Sunday with your dad, man. I mean, like, I remember going into church, we'd hear the top 40 to down to 10, and then coming home would be the last 10. It was always really cool, and I was explaining that. I appreciate what Casey Kasem brought to the.
What was his daughter's name? Tracy?
No.
Oh, missed opportunity.
Wouldn't that be? And did you ever hear the whole story about
Tracy Kasem?
I'm Tracy Kasem. Now back to the countdown. Her name's Carrie, actually.
Oh, okay.
Carrie Kasem. And she's actually a big advocate right now for elderly abuse prevention, because that's what happened to her dad. You know that her mom, her stepmom, who was on Cheers.
Yeah.
He played. What was the Rita? Who was the small girl on that?
Oh, Rhea Perlman.
Rhea Perlman's husband's new wife.
Okay.
That was Casey Kasem's real wife, in real life, and she hid his body around the country.
That's
and
terrible.
Then took it, and so they didn't even know where he was. at all for the longest time.
You know, I recall this happening to other celebrities too, getting taken advantage of. I can't recall who right now, but that's such a sad situation.
It really was, and she has done an amazing job. So Carrie, we're going to have her on the show too. She
That'd be amazing.
She would love. I'm certain would love to talk more and more about it, that sort of thing. But all of this kind of encompasses itself around music, in which what we're talking today. And so I thought I'd bring the guy that I know a lot when it comes to music. You know, when you have that one guy, which was probably you.
Yeah, I'm the guy. I'm the lifeline for my friends when they're playing trivia and the music question comes up. So it's usually me. But you know a guy too?
I know a guy. I'm luckily I hang around lots of music guys, and that of course is Mr. John Graham. John, how are you?
Right here. It was killing me.
How
What
did
did
you
you
just
talk
talk
about now? I want to talk about the Tortellis.
Thank you.
That was the show Gene Casey was on.
Here's the thing about John. That's the kind of stuff like, I mean, and he knew their last
He was
name.
ready to tap in. Sorry, John. Sorry, but I must have been killing you.
It had to be killing him. But John, your website is That Guy on TV. Tell us, kind of give me your history. I mean, I know all about it, but those that don't
Let's
know.
see. Started off as a regular TV journalist in Evansville, Indiana. Then in Louisville, Kentucky, I became the wacky morning guy. And then I did that in Orlando.
I know a little bit about that.
Yeah. And then for about at least a dozen years, I was working freelance out at Walt Disney World and helping them do videos for their YouTube channel and stuff like that. And now I'm just a little bit everywhere doing social media and video and writing for magazines and different stuff.
So television brought you down here to Orlando, and then obviously a nice migration into Disney World. But that's your whole world, though, is pop culture and that sort of thing, and that's what they find on your website, right?
Yeah, that kind of TV, from music to junk food. Weirdly, that's pop culture now.
Yeah.
And TV, just the weird little corners of trivia of TV and music and movies and stuff like that.
So I'm surrounded by music guys, and my career was radio, television, and I don't really know a whole lot. I just know the music that I like, right? And now what you'll know about Travis, John, is he's an incredible, incredible singer. He sang at my wedding.
Yeah.
And,
I mentioned
I mean, and he's...
Link in bio.
And when we go karaoke, and he's the organizer, but he's the guy you don't want to go afterwards because he's like really
I
good.
stink the place up.
No, it was the other way around, man. I mean, you do really, really good, and
I try.
And he's not one of those that turns it into American Idol, which is nice.
Yeah.
But now, as far as trivia goes, this is your guy right here. This is the guy that knows all those weird. What do you call it? Like
Weird, wild stuff.
yeah. About the small facts, like you hear a song and he's like, well, that was really originally done 4 times before. And he knows that sort of thing. So, but music, has it always been one of your growing up?
Sure. I mean, well, music and TV, of course, back then, they're free. It was on the radio.
Yeah.
So it was just like, that's a great thing to do. I remember, AM. I mean, I remember when AM radio was mostly the music.
Yeah. So what is happening in music right now? Because do any of you listen like current new artists, or do you kind of stuck to your old playlist and there's the songs you like and that's just what you listen to?
Well, didn't they say the best music is the music when you were in high school?
Yeah, it's the same thing for Saturday Night Live. You beat me to it.
It is true though, because it brings you back to those days.
Yeah.
Right. And
Nostalgia.
I think, though, what most people are talking about and what most people are concerned about is the AI, the adaptation of AI making its way into music these days. And the argument there is, all right, it's not real. They didn't play it or whatever. But I kind of want to get your thoughts. Well, wouldn't that they do when they sample songs? They're taking songs, even country music's doing it.
You go see a cover band at a show. I just saw a Dave Matthews cover band over the weekend, and they sounded just like the real thing. It's great. And it was like a third of the price for a Dave concert. And it was great.
So it'd be great for blind people, is what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, I think is AI like a tribute service, like a tribute band, a cover band.
Well, the big thing right now, a lot of people there's actually songs that are out there from start to finish.
People can't tell the difference,
right?
Yeah.
You can't tell at all. And I've heard a few of them. Even Randy Travis, have you heard he cannot talk anymore, but they're using his voice to write new songs.
Really?
And he has a whole album out that it's just all AI, but it's his voice.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Is that taking it away? I mean, he's endorsing it.
Simulation.
I mean, he's still with us,
Right.
and so if he's cool with that, and and is he writing the songs though?
Yes.
Okay, he's writing the songs, and the AI is just singing it for him.
Correct.
I'm fine with that.
Even with the music, though.
Yeah,
I mean,
'cause
there's
they're
no
using-
instruments.
They're using his voice from old tracks and then just fashioning a new song that he wrote. That I think that's great. I mean, I don't have a problem with that. But doing that to other artists' music, you get into licensing issues and copyrights, and I think there's an issue with that.
Just ask Huey Lewis and who is it?
Ray Parker
Ray
Jr.?
Parker Jr.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Ray Parker Jr. What happened there?
He ripped off Huey Lewis. Ooh,
Yeah.
Here, tell us all about
get
it.
into it.
So the story was they were editing Ghostbusters, and they were editing several scenes to I Want a New Drug.
Okay.
And then they realized, we have to replace this music. Let's see if we can get something that's the same beats per minute, the same general mood. And they were talking with Huey Lewis, and he said, I don't want to.
Intro.
And then ultimately,
Here comes Ray
the
Parker
story
Jr.
was supposedly, because Ray Parker Jr. was a very successful musician. Radio was his band, and he's a studio musician. He plays on songs you wouldn't even know he played on.
Yeah.
But they came to him and said, hey, we need a song. You got like 36 hours
Yeah.
to get it.
Really?
Something? Yeah.
Whipped it around.
And so that's why it sounds a lot like I Want a New Drug.
Well, busting makes him feel good. So-
And so there was a lawsuit that impended after that.
So the story supposedly goes, this is the day. Now you just upload an MP3. But so he had to actually record something in his home studio and then send it off with a messenger to, I guess, what would be Ivan Reitman. And so he called him the next day, said, hey, how's it sound? I could do this, I could do that, I could make it better. He said, I've already got it in the movie.
yeah.
It was way too late.
No. And then the story goes that Huey Lewis went, sounds a lot like I Want a New Drug.
Right, yeah.
And then there was a lawsuit, and then part of the settlement was neither of them can or will talk about it.
Oh, okay.
So
but we can.
somebody got money probably, but
So he recorded Ghostbusters in 36 hours, and it was the final version. He wanted it, and it was already
did it in a day. Yeah.
That's actually incredible because that song is iconic. Everybody plays that every
But it is
Halloween.
ridiculously stupid.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
yeah.
But I mean, it's his.
It's the melodic dun na 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 na.
Yeah.
It's just one thing over and over. And
Want a new drug.
It's if you think about that, with songs that have those repetitive sounds are what are commercially successful, right? Because of the fact that they get stuck in your mind. I would imagine. So I mean, again, I'm not the music guy.
But Ghostbusters before Back to the Future, so I guess Huey learned his lesson and then did sign up for
think
Back
that's
to the
what
Future. It's like, yeah, that's what happens. Oh, I want some of that money because he saw Ray Parker Jr.
Darn loud.
at the VMAs.
I think that's exactly what
That's
happened.
with Dan Aykroyd and then walking down the street like that.
I love that. A lot of folks are saying, should there be an AI chart? Meaning, if you heard a song on the radio, you've never heard it before, but you like it, yada, yada, should that be able to be charted? And then who, as far as creativity goes, like who gets credit of it? It would have to just be the record label or the person that said, well, I typed it in, I typed the prompt in. That I think that's where the issue lies. It's kind of like how when the internet first started, we didn't have many rules.
Yeah, I think they can just share it online. I don't know if people are going to listen to what sounds good to them, and they're going to play it. And if AI song sounds like a banger, then it's going to be successful. Now, I don't know who gets the money for that. Yeah, who's typing in the prompts? There has to be a little bit more artistry than that, right?
That's the point I'm making. Is like I can understand how like writers, because that's where the money is, right? I mean, when you write a song, it's mailbox money, and all you have to do is write one really successful song, and then you're all of a sudden you're going to be making all kinds of money. So whoever writes it, I think, you can get a decent paycheck out of that. But then the artist, how do you tour with that too?
Well,
That's another thing.
and really, it's not the artists or the when I say artist, I mean the singer, the performer, or the songwriter. It's the record company, because the record companies are thinking, wait a minute, I can just use a computer and I don't have to have a singer. I don't have to have a guitarist. I don't have to have a songwriter. I can just tell this AI to write me some lyrics, feed it into this AI. This AI pretends to sing it, and we get all the money. And since
that's
the
what they're
record
thinking,
companies are the ones
exactly.
controlling it all, then there's like, but I write real songs. Can I? No, we don't need you.
We don't. Why?
Why would we have any real musicians?
Right, so-
but we can just control the market with fake musicians.
Another instance where AI is taking jobs. So
Are you afraid that AI artists that are not real will be strung out on heroin?
Yeah.
That's what I want to know.
what would they be addicted on?
They would have a virus, is all I
Yes.
know. I mean, again, I don't know what. That's a good call. What, there has to be some kind of problem, like like just watch Dewey Cox. You'll have to know all that sort of thing. Scott Buscetta, he is the founder and president of Big Machine in Nashville, and he has actually was at a recent commencement speech. And he turned the conversation to the students, and they started booing him about embracing AI as a creative tool.
That's going around. Happened at a UCF commencement speech. People were saying, and even Reese Witherspoon, Sandra Bullock made public statements about embracing AI as the future. Might as well get ahead of it. Yeah, and everybody's booing them. You know,
spoken like people who have invested in AI.
Yeah,
that's
right.
A very good point too. What about authenticity? I mean, they say that as far as music goes, it should come from somewhere soulful, right? I mean, but last I checked, AI doesn't really
got no soul.
It had no soul at all.
Yeah. I don't know about that, man. I mean, there's a couple artists out there that are making a name for themselves online. They get a lot of followers because they're making AI content. It's shareable, it's fun, but I don't know if there's like you said, a Billboard chart for AI songs. I don't know if there's a marketplace for that.
You know, well, I know that iHeart, and I was speaking on this last week, that iHeart had come out and said, look, if you listen to their programming, they say we're 100% human, you know. Mm-hmm. And this came after there was some AI songs that came out, and people are like, wait a minute.
It's easy to get fooled, you know.
Right no doubt.
Well, I'm not going to say what company.
No doubt is real.
I'm not 100% sure. But I listen to the radio, and there are clearly commercials that are AI songs.
100%.
Yeah. Because they tell the person, again, that's the way they can save money instead of hiring somebody to write a jingle.
Voiceovers.
They just type it in, and this terrible jingle.
We don't have jingle men anymore. Rest in peace, Alan Thicke. You know, he's not with us anymore, and we got nobody to write jingles. That's what we need. You know, a jingle writer.
We just don't want to pay them.
Oh, maybe that's it. That's what it is.
All right, so let's look back on the decades of music. Which decade has the best? Was 60s, 70s? Where are y'all at on that?
I said I went to high school during the 80s, right?
The 80s. So I agree. 80s has the best.
Honestly, guys, I'm going to say 70s. That's just an era I identify with. And I've talked about my dad's truck. He had an 8-track in the truck, and that's really when I started listening to music, and all he had was like classic rock and disco. So I got into a real Hendrix and some oldies and Beatles, and so I got into a real oldies phase there in high school. And I was playing this stuff, and my friends were riding with me in the truck, and they're like, "What are you doing, man?" I'm playing Captain and Tennille, Casey the Sunshine Man.
That's awesome.
And I'm like, "It's good, man. This stuff's good."
The 8-track though, it was hard to like get the next song.
Yeah,
right?
no,
wasn't it? Like, wasn't it weird? Yeah,
you had to flip it over. Yeah, and it's playing in opposite directions. So yeah, it was difficult.
Sometimes the song would fade out.
Yeah.
Because it was like 4? The songs play, and then it would fade back up.
Yeah,
that's one of the reasons. Is that one of the reasons, or is it singles that American Pie was in 2 parts?
Oh, is it really?
Well,
it was released in 2 parts. That's one of my favorite songs.
The movie?
No, yeah.
Yeah, that's American.
Warm apple pie.
Weirdly, I was just talking to a friend who had no remembrance that Madonna has covered.
She covered that for the Austin Powers sequel.
Yeah,
I'm kind of happy that she doesn't remember.
The video was horrible. I remember her standing.
It was on the soundtrack of a movie. She's
Austin Powers. Yeah.
She stood in front of a green screen. That's all I remember. And it's like movement in the back of it. But American Pie, I remember that. I think that 80s get the video really connection between it. And that's why a lot of people, because it was a lot of synth music, you know. But whereas for your argument about 70s, I mean, that was music, right? I mean, you had bass. I mean, it was
we didn't have AI. They didn't have synths. They didn't have a lot of equipment. And like Steely Dan, Van Halen. You love Aerosmith, right?
I've seen them 8 times in concert.
Wow.
I love Aerosmith.
Yeah, so that's the stuff I got really into, and you know, I love the 80s, I love the 90s too, and but I honestly I find myself listening more to those songs from those eras as I at parties, when I'm at the pool, when I'm doing yard work, when I'm driving. Those are the kind of songs I'm listening to. So I'm not really, I mean, I like current artists. There's some new artists that I enjoy because I drive my girls around too, and so I'm here in Chapel Row, and I'm here in Sabrina Carpenter, Olivia Rodrigo, Taylor Swift, and Billie Eilish. They're all great.
Yeah.
But when it's just me, I'm listening to older stuff and not really tuning into the newer things.
If I tuned into a contemporary, a CHR station, do they still call it CHR? Anyway, contemporary hits radio.
Yeah.
I would have no idea who the people are, and I mean, I know that it makes me sound very old.
But it's supposed to be that way,
right? For sure. And
when you were listening to 80s music, your parents didn't want to listen to that.
Get a haircut.
What's wrong with
this
music?
Kids were listening to Bill Haley and the Comets. They were like edgy and scary Bill Haley and the Comets. 1, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, rock.
Do we accept it?
Well, I mean, depends on what you mean by accept it. Should it exist? Sure. Do I want to hear it? No.
And the only way it'll go away is that nobody listens to it, right? I mean, and it doesn't, if it's not profitable for the record companies or whatever. All right, so you say 70s is the best. Who encompasses, what artist encompasses the best of the 70s?
My favorite song is "Fooled Around and Fell in Love" by
Elvin Bishop.
Elvin Bishop and Mickey Thomas of Starship did the vocals on that. So soulful. I wish I could sing like that. That is my all-time favorite song, and it came out before I was even born. But yeah, it's my favorite song, and that it encapsulates that era of music.
So when you think 70s,
maybe I had a prior life that I don't know about.
I'm sure you did.
Born in 1980.
What about you, John?
Well, as much as I'm an 80s guy, you asked me to think of my favorite song.
Yes.
And I guess it's funny because I got a new life from Guardians of the Galaxy, but I liked it before that.
Yeah.
Is Brandy, Looking Glass.
Looking Glass. Now, explain what that is.
Story songs.
Okay.
Do you remember Brandy?
Yeah, you're a fine girl, a good wife. You would be. Matter of fact, I had a co-host, Brandy Williams. She was named after that song.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that's how I was. I want to say King Crimson every time.
Have a chain made of finest silver from the north of Spain.
I didn't ask her that, but I can drop her an email. She's.
I know someone whose his goal in life is to someday own a chain made of finest silver from the north of Spain.
And does that guy have a girlfriend, or because he's going to be looking for a while?
It's been a while since I've seen him. I'm not sure.
Why it's just got because it's a fact. It's got a story behind it.
It's a story song. It's a very catchy song. I mean, I remember because it's what was it? Probably would have been mid '70s when that came out. I was born in '67, old man, and so I remember hearing that probably when I was under 10. So for some reason, I locked in on that song.
Yeah.
So you like MacArthur Park is another one because that's a great story. That's a great song too, right? That's.
Do you have a Guardians of the Galaxy song also, or is it just us?
When that movie came out, I did appreciate a lot of it, but I couldn't tell you which one it would be. No, I can tell you what song when I hear. Christopher Cross.
Sailings?
No. Ride Like the
Ride
Wind.
Like the Wind. I love that song.
I think of Anchorman because that's the first song. Songs to me or should be the first song of a movie that sets it all up. And so every time I hear that one, I think, okay, this is a great movie song. And I always see like a highway with the lining of a car driving on the highway and that sort of thing. So for me, it would be the 80s as well. I was a massive Billy Idol fan. That was my first concert I ever went to. But I would probably say for me was Aerosmith because of the fact that they did that Run DMC. That's when I discovered Aerosmith.
Really?
Even though, my brother would listen to Aerosmith all the time. Yeah, and then when they did it with Run DMC, it was like, wait a minute, you can't do this. That's classic rock and rap. You're not allowed to do that. And Aerosmith didn't care.
Yeah.
That's what I really appreciated about it. Would you say the worst of the 80s? Can we grab those numbers? Who is the worst one you feel, John?
Because the worst stuff is the stuff the true worst stuff is the stuff that you're not going to remember at all. When people say, "Oh, the worst song, we built this city," or "Putting on the Ritz" from Taco, or Commissar from Falco, it's like, okay, but they're also fantastic, or you wouldn't remember them.
Right.
So the worst music, wow.
We could say 70s right now. To me, is MacArthur Park. That's why I thought that is a absolutely horrible song.
But again, I bet you know all the words and could sing along.
Well, I've left mini cakes out in the rain, and it took so long to bake it. What about you, Trent?
Worst song? I don't know about the 80s.
Even artists, just worst. Like
I never really got Insane Clown Posse. I don't get the whole Juggalo movement. I was never really into it as a whole like semi-goth phase, but maybe. I don't know. I didn't get it. Do you understand?
Well, you're basically insane in the membrane.
That's
a different band. I don't know. They're the ones that got the makeup, right?
Yeah.
And they were like clowns and stuff. Black
and white.
I dressed up as them one time. I had just moved out to Salt Lake City, and the camera guy at the news TV station I was at, it was around Halloween. He's like, "Hey man, you come hang out with us and we're Halloween party." I'm like, "Well, what are y'all doing?" "We're juggalos." And I'm like, "All right, I'll do it." I had no idea what I was doing, but I got all the white makeup and I looked like an idiot. And Marcel, he's a good guy.
Thought of a good terrible one.
All right, Tim, lay it on.
Paul Anka, She's Having My Baby.
Oh, so I was
You know
just
that one?
yeah.
I'm not. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I've heard of it. Yes, I don't know if I could sing it.
I did a post for my daughter's sweet 16th birthday yesterday, and I'm trying to look through a song to post, and all of them are wildly inappropriate. She's 16, she's beautiful, Ringo.
Those songs too.
There's another one.
Well, then she's mine.
So yeah, I ended up settling.
60 and 70.
Yeah, I know, because the backstory of these songs, they're talking about can't wait. Was that they used to be the legal age was 16? Is that what it was back in the day?
They have consent.
Of consent. Was it 16? Is that why these artists wrote songs about that? Because I'm like, I can't put that on.
What was
a birthday
Winger?
bus.
She's only 17. Yeah, actually, yeah, there's a lot of songs about underage. Girl.
Yeah.
You'll be a woman soon.
She was just 17. You know what I mean?
Know what I mean.
Yeah.
What's the one? I'm
A lot of Beatles stuff. Come on, Beatles. I love
There's
them.
two songs that confuse. Is it Glenn Medeiros or there's another guy? She's just 16 years old. And then the song even says, "Leave her alone."
Okay, so
they say it's like
They say
that.
You should say that.
And you know, it's interesting you brought that up because just as of late, I think within the last year, maybe 2 years, they're like, dude, you know, this song it doesn't play well for today. And he's like, no, it's not based on anything. Is of course what he said. And I got, you know, he was trying to defend it even this many years later. So
I think Ringo still plays. She's 16 at concerts, but he has fun with it. And he's like, we're all going to sing along because we know it. And he does a little disclaimer at the beginning, but you know, just to hey, you know, I get it. It's not cool now, but people still love the song.
Well, when I was 16, she's 16? Great.
Yeah. It makes sense. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it makes sense.
A little creepy now.
Yeah, a little bit. All right, so I'm going to give you guys a hill to live or die on here, and I'm going to go through some of them. You tell me yes or no, and then you know, give me the argument. Change my mind. All right, on some of this. I'm not saying that I agree. I'm just saying some people say the Beatles are overrated. Agree or disagree?
Disagree.
All right.
Or disagree.
Why so?
They've influenced every artist that's come since them.
Yeah, is that right?
Yeah. And so they are the first group that I really fell in love with when I was first getting into music. 13, 14. I think it was around the time actually that
only 13.
That's a great song.
Thank you.
AI that song. No, around the time the Beatle anthology came out, it was the ABC miniseries. Mid 90s is when I first discovered them, and yeah, it changed my whole outlook on music, you know. And I've noticed, you know, the harmonies, the music, everything iconic, obviously. And I've had the honor to see Paul in concert, and it was like one of the top moments of my life. But yeah, I don't think they can be overrated because it all kind of goes back. And the artists who are wise and you know respectful, they pay the respect, and they say that yeah, it all goes back to them. I mean, they took a lot from black artists in America, you know, Chuck Berry, Elvis.
Yeah,
you know, Elvis is not black, but yeah. So they had a lot of influences of their own, but for me, yeah, not overrated. No,
I think they're just in the pantheon. Whether you personally like them or not, I think they're they might be overplayed in some ways.
For sure.
But, you know, I mean, it's like saying Beethoven.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. It's like he's unmistakably part of our culture now, just like the Beatles are locked in. Yeah.
All right. Did auto-tune help music or ruin music?
I would say ruin, but it's not helping. I'm not a fan of it because it sounds inauthentic.
It can make me sound really good. That's the problem, right? I mean, if I can sound like I know what I'm singing. But there's some, I think of Cher. Didn't she use auto-tune a lot?
She was the first one to use that as a gimmick.
Yeah.
Because it's not really like,
because she can
almost
sing.
every song these days is auto-tune.
Wouldn't we
They're
say,
just trying to hide it.
Right.
Wouldn't we say Peter Frampton actually did that?
Oh man.
With that weird mouth.
Do you feel like I do?
Talk box?
Yeah, it's a talk
People
box.
call it
Vocoder, yeah. That's Richie Sambora would use it a lot in
So, I mean, and when it probably came out, people were like, you know, come on,
cool.
it's not really
Like you
music.
said, gimmick.
It's not an instrument.
But you also see him using it. You know,
Oh, good call. Yeah.
So in a way, it's an instrument. So if you see if you see people auto tuning, that wouldn't be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, and a lot of auto tuning these days is invisible.
Right.
When Cher put it out, they kind of made it a novelty. Or T-Pain,
T-Pain.
That's his whole.
That was his
you
gig,
just
right?
crank it to 110
For
and
sure.
have some fun with it.
Oh my God. That's T-Pain.
What about the fact that albums, the last album you buy, did streaming kill what's your thoughts on streaming versus albums?
Yeah, you just get the individual songs now and just create your own playlist and create your own albums essentially in your streaming app or whatever. But I used to love, love buying CDs. They were $17 each back in the day when I was getting them. But yeah, physical media is not really a thing anymore. People are going back towards vinyl and getting that. I actually just bought my daughter the Weezer, Blue and Pinkerton albums for her birthday. She's big into Weezer. Really? Right now, yeah.
I'm going to tell you something about what Weezer, what I appreciate is their videos.
Yeah.
They have fun. Those are the kind of videos that
Pork and Beans, hilarious. Buddy Holly was really funny. Was the Happy Days name, yeah. And that was actually the Blue album was the first album I ever bought, actually. Back in the day, and so I'm honored that my daughter's like following my footsteps and getting really into it, almost a little too into it. But we're gonna see him. We're gonna see him to come to Orlando this fall. And yeah, you look very Weezer-ish today. I Weezerly.
I am.
Yeah,
I'm an old Weezer
with the glasses.
I do. Thank you. With the Buddy Holly glasses.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who were you?
I'm like an old Weezer.
You look just like Buddy Holly.
Get it. Last album you bought, John?
Wow, last album I bought. Does it have to be new?
No.
Or first.
There you go.
Let's see. Well,
I know my first one.
The first CDs I bought. First CDs I bought were Meatloaf, Bat Out of Hell.
Yeah.
And
now that was music,
and the Beastie Boys.
You brought up Meatloaf. When I went over and I finally got to work on a classic rock radio station, I would love a Meatloaf song because they were so long. And
I love a good Meatloaf.
Yeah, good Meatloaf, exactly. And when I had worked at an oldie station, and it was my first radio job. I was at Coast 102, WGCM in Gulfport, Mississippi. Anyway, and I didn't know 98% of the music I was playing. I'm just, I'm working overnights. But all I knew, the average song was about 2 minutes long.
Okay, yeah.
And again, you had carts, kind of like the 8 tracks. It had these little carts that you had to line them all up. If you watch WKRP, you'll see back up the old ones. And so you had to have everything ready. And since I was working overnights, you had to do a bathroom break. I had Ray Charles' What I Say, which was 6 minutes and 9 seconds long. And I remember I had 6 minutes and 9 seconds to go to the bathroom. It was number 2.
And against a DeVita, I think is one of the
Oh, yeah.
There's probably not a whole lot of people that know the story about Anagata DeVito. Where that, John, I'm sure you know it.
It's really in the Garden of Eden.
I love it, yeah. But it came out that way.
He was a mushmouth.
And
really?
And he was a mushmouth because when he all hung out or strung out.
That would not surprise me, but I didn't know that specifically. Yeah, but it's just,
Deep Purple. Yeah. Anagata DeVita. But is that the name of the song though? I don't know. I've never thought
that song is literally written in Agata DeVita.
Yeah,
it has to. I know that I know. All right, karaoke. Does it reveal the worst of singers like out there? I'm going to you, Trav, because you're our karaoke king.
No, I mean. Karaoke, it takes a lot of bravery, obviously, to get up on stage in front of a bunch of people you don't know. But I think it's...
I don't want to do it.
Honestly, you're probably never going to see these people again if you go to a random bar or a random night. Or if you're traveling, go get up there and do it. What's the harm? Just low risk, high reward, because you can have a great time. If you can carry a tune, I guess.
Yeah, that's true. Don't go. Just, we all have our favorite song. Do you have a go-to karaoke song?
Yeah, I usually do Billy Joel. My life is what it's just something that's kind of easy just to get going so I get the liquid courage to warm up my pipes a little bit, and then I go for the harder stuff.
One time, John, we all went out karaoke, and we all worked together on the Buzz. And I think it was when I went to San Diego and I was leaving.
We did
Billy Joel. We all dressed up like Anchorman
because you're going to San Diego.
And our last song was Billy Joel's.
Good night, Saigon.
And we all.
This is a hilarious story. And I got the video too. Link in bio. We recorded it because Will Ferrell's last episode of Saturday Night Live, they did this where he walked out. To Good Night Saigon. It was a sketch that ended the show, and one by one, they had all these guests. Tom Hanks, everybody was up on stage. They one by one started walking out. We paid the tab before the song, did the song, and then one by one, all of us. There's like a dozen of us. We all walked off one by one.
While they were playing.
And then people were just like, are they leaving?
We didn't care. It was fun. I had a good time doing that. Do you have John? Do you ever?
I don't know if I've ever actually gotten up and sing karaoke. Part of the problem is I'm a bass.
Okay.
And there are no pop songs for me.
No.
Like even Rick Astley is not.
It's too high
for me.
Yeah. So you can't even Rick roll.
Yeah, well, I mean, I can get about half the song.
Okay.
Then you hit parts.
That's the thing. I mean, if you know what your wheelhouse is, there's songs out there that you can sing. A lot of spoken sung songs. My buddy does "Devil Went Down to Georgia."
That's a good one.
That's really, you just got to keep up the pace.
That's a
for that
story.
song.
That's a story song.
It's a story song.
Story song?
There's some Sublime stuff where it's more spoken instead of sung that you can probably rock. I think anybody can do that. Sweet Caroline, you can sing a song that everybody knows, then they're going to join, and they're kind of going to drown you out. Not everybody's singing, they might as well be on stage with you too. I know some people, like, I wouldn't attempt Bohemian Rhapsody or any kind of Freddie Mercury, even though I love Queen. It's just way too high of a register. But I mean, everybody knows those songs, so really, you get everybody singing. Then it makes the singer less nervous, and then just having a party. So
I tried one time Back in Black.
Okay.
And I could not speak the next day because I tried to sound just like. And
that's the thing too. If
I
you start
still
doing
feel sorry for
mimicry
people.
for like an artist like that, like I'll sing a Dave Matthews song, I could hear myself start going. But yeah, you try to do like AC/DC, Way Up High, you're gonna blow your throat out.
Dude, when he had that gravel in it, and I tried to do that as well, and I remember like my voice was looking
Or
shot.
Axl Rose or any kind of Guns N' Roses song. It's impossible for me.
This is what you do with Axl Rose. At the end of any song, you can make every song.
Do the snake?
You do the snake first off. I'm sure everybody said, yeah, do the snake. But then, and all you have to do at any song, at the end of it, you go, someone left the cake out in the rain. Little Katharine Hepburn in there a little bit.
Right.
All right. So if you had to do a song, what would you be?
I think what's a good pop song for basses? That's the trick.
Sha-na-na.
Like I could sing the bass line from Billy Joel's song.
Oh, wait. What's Elvira, right?
Oh yeah.
Elvira. Oh wait.
There you go.
My buddy does he does tequila because there's only one word in the whole
Yeah, I
song.
love that.
Tequila.
I was just talking to AJ the other day. We were talking about karaoke, and she goes, I don't know what song. I go, you just do tequila. You're fine. And then you don't have to worry. But the thing is, you stand up there, and you look stupid.
Yeah. What's the guy did that on America's Got Talent?
Just do the Pee Wee Herman dance.
And what's of course funny is the judges pretend like they don't know what's coming in the first 2 seconds.
Tequila.
But and of course he makes a point of doing it like this. He does it in rhythm and everything. But
It's almost like a
Tequila.
Andy Kaufman bit or something, What he did. Mighty Mouse.
100%. Oh, Mighty Mouse.
Mighty Mouse,
right? Okay, so we talk about AI. We talk about how it is, it's not going away. It's always going to be here.
True.
So what artists do you think, contemporary or of past, would be the first to be cloned? You know what I'm saying? Where
Paul
it's cloned
Simon.
music. Paul Simon?
You can call me AI instead of you can call me Al. It's right there in the title, man.
That's actually true because eyes look like
It looks
L's.
like I read Al all the time when I read
funny.
AI. It's like, oh, it looks like Al. Who's Al? Everybody's worried about Al coming for their job.
weird AI?
Yeah, weird Al.
Do you have any take on
I
that?
think, well, you talked about Randy Travis. There's got to be others like that are already doing it.
I would say like a Taylor Swift or
I'll
something.
tell you one. This is weird. It actually ties back to Rocking Around the Christmas Tree. There was a version this last Christmas, maybe 2 Christmases ago, where they recorded the song in Spanish.
Okay.
They used an AI to make it sound like Brenda Lee. They hired a woman who was singing like in Disney movies and stuff.
Okay.
Very talented singer, but not famous. And they had her sing the song in Spanish, and then they tweaked it with AI to sound like Brenda Lee. So it sounds like Brenda Lee. Again, she's like in her 70s, 80s now.
Right.
So it sounds like 13-year-old Brenda Lee singing the song in Spanish.
Okay, so now if I'm Brenda Lee, I would say, okay, you kind of copied my characteristics,
Well, I think she was involved.
Okay, she was okay, but let's say she wasn't. Let's say what you said. Yeah,
See you in court.
So okay, so everybody's cool on that. I don't want to
For sure
agree with that. Do you feel though that the AI, as far as is it ever permissible or would it ever be useful? Like say for soundtracks of movies and that sort of thing. I mean, it's like, okay, you're not really, promoting an artist or whatever. You're trying to create a mood and that sort of thing.
Well, it all comes down to when you say allowed, you mean should it be illegal or should people think it's stupid and not want to hear it?
I think the laws of common sense are of pop culture. Let's say that.
So, I mean, I can understand. I'm sure there are movies right now that are using, they just need mood music in the background or something. So they go to Sona or whatever and have it crank out a song for it.
They do the same thing for extras.
But if you
digital
know,
extras.
I think you can't help but go, ew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like it's taken away. Well, the movie itself nowadays, people are always worried about. Like, you see something, you're like, oh, well, computers made that up. That's not real.
But is AI music going to be effective? Because some of my favorite songs, like James Horner, like movie scores, John Williams, they make the movie, in a lot of cases. Can you imagine Star Wars without John Williams' score? Field of Dreams without James Horner's swelling music at the end
that's good.
makes me cry every time. I don't think AI can do that. Like I said, you have to have a soul, and that's what the composer puts in it. So if they're trying to do that, but like you said, if it's like light background elevator music, sure, I'm sure AI can do that.
Maybe it'll change someday, but AIs can copy things, but AIs can't really innovate.
No.
Well, Disney's really concerned that AI, when it comes to graphics or video or anything like that, they don't want any of their properties to be included in that when making an amalgam.
Haven't they cut a deal though? With
I think they were when it first came out, they were really after that sort of thing. So now they're realizing they let the genie out of the bottle. There's not really much they can do out of that. Do you think music, though, with the absence of soul, as you say, they're just if you're an artist, you're just going to have to give it up. That say you're going to be taken away as part of me into the song in some sense, right?
Well, and again, if they're stealing if they're doing an impression of somebody, if an AI is copying a particular person, I think there's something actionable there. But unfortunately, it's taking away more music from artists. But it's just like, records, when albums cost $17 a piece, artists made some money on that. Now it's a tenth of a penny for streaming, and they don't make any money on that. So in some ways, that just means we won't get a lot of, I'm not saying I approve of AI, but in some ways, that's just going to mean lots of smaller artists, unfortunately, have to work harder. But I think you're going to see fewer superstars. I think we're already seeing fewer superstars, but you'll see more people making a living.
John, there's no such thing as a small artist. There's only small songs.
Just those small roles.
There's no small roles.
Small actors.
I sold and kind of told you about how John knows all these trivia stuff. And I'd like for you to kind of
waiting for the time you catch just be completely flummoxed. I don't know.
You got a gotcha question?
Anytime, I don't have any gotcha, but I do like hearing your stories that you have, like especially about 80s music and videos and that sort of thing. Any one story that kind of pops out to you when it comes to the music world, the music industry that you want to share?
Wow. I like to talk about Meatloaf and Paradise.
Let's do that. Yeah. Okay. There you go.
Let's see if I can remember the names. That's what's going to be tricky. So have you seen the music video for Paradise?
I'm going to say yes because
it looks like a concert video because they did it on stage. I don't believe they did it in front of people. I think they, one of those they set up during sound check to shoot a video because back when videos were, they didn't put a lot of money into them, so literally they just set up a couple cameras and said, "Okay, roll." What's funny is the woman you see singing is not the woman you hear. The person singing is like, I'm going to mess up her name. It's not Carla Bonoff, but the woman you see singing has dark hair. She's been married to Robbie Benson for decades.
Oh, the actor?
The Beast.
The Beast. Yeah, she's married to Robbie Benson. But the voice you hear is Ellen Foley.
Okay.
Do you know Ellen Foley?
No, I don't.
Axel. She dated Mick Jones from, not Mick Jones from Foreigner, she dated Mick Jones from The Clash.
Okay.
And she's in King of Comedy. She's an actress. Did you watch the early seasons of Night Court?
Yes.
Remember there was one, was she the DA? No, public defender. Billy, short hair.
If I saw her, I'd probably go, yeah.
She's a singer?
That's her.
Yeah. She made her living as a singer.
Okay.
Studio musician, and she's released albums. Never on her own had a huge hit, but yeah, she's talked about she auditioned for that part, got the part. I think she was only in the first season, maybe two. But she said the reason her hair is so short is because she had to cut the pink out of it.
Oh,
really?
Yeah.
Because they didn't want it for
So she has a very short, like almost white blonde haircut.
Okay, yeah, okay, and she's kind of like spunky looking. Yeah. Okay, I know you. I remember her. I do. Yeah, honestly.
She's the one singing.
Is this pre-Marky Post?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Matter of fact, so supposedly the story goes, they said, and I just said her name because you said Marky Post. Now Ellen Foley. So they said, they released. Oh, Ellen Foley is moving on to other projects, and she's like, I didn't know about.
Oh yeah.
And apparently she's since joked, really, I lost a job to Marky Post.
Yeah.
So
loved Marky Post.
Although I think there's another woman, but I can't remember. She might have been before Ellen Foley. There was another woman. I can't I don't remember her name at all, but yeah.
Didn't they get through a bunch of bailiffs on that show too?
Oh, sure.
Like they kept on
I mean,
dying.
they had Roz.
They had Roz, and then before Roz was the old lady.
And then Selma, played by Selma.
Oh, right. We need to
That's
do.
pretty
Selma Diamond played Selma.
We need to do a episode about first crushes and stuff because Marky Post just gave me an idea. She gave me more than an idea back in the day.
Yeah, but it did. Yeah, touching that noodle.
Oh, little kid.
John Logan.
If you want to talk 80s, I'll throw in.
Yes, I do.
This year is, I believe, the 40th anniversary of both Paul Simon's Graceland and Peter Gabriel's So.
Oh, love so.
Yeah.
Was that the one with Steamroller?
No, that was In Your Eyes. I think was Steamroller on that one?
Sledgehammering.
Sledgehammer, yeah. But I guess was Steamroller the name of the album?
No.
Did I just totally?
Sledgehammer was a great show.
I want
in the
everybody to
80s
know.
also.
This is me directly talking to the guy. I started off the show saying I know nothing about music. Okay, so just know that.
I'm sure there's a steamroller in the song somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Steamroller. Well, yeah, that's you guys are making me crazy. Peter Gabriel had a song called
Gaslighting you.
Steamroller, didn't he?
No, it's Sledgehammer. I wanna be your steamroller.
All right, I want you guys to have a nice little conversation.
That's one I've done in
I've heard
karaoke before.
Steamroller.
Very,
Hold on.
very high. It's hard to do.
And then James Taylor had a song called The Sledgehammer Blues.
Okay.
Hold on. I'm sorry, I can't do that. What's his name?
Peter Gabriel. Steamroller.
Look, it pops up.
Look.
Steam. He had a song called Steam. That's
Okay,
Steamroller.
All
Okay.
right, well, this is another
That was the next album.
AI song. Write it down. Steamroller, and then was the other one? He's just 13.
Yeah, I'm not writing that one.
AI's gonna do it.
Yeah, let AI do it. He'll be the perv. He'll be the next, what's his name? The guy that took off.
I'm reading through some of your other questions. You said greatest frontman ever, so I just keep
Please, yeah, let's go. Yeah, go through
Diamond
the list.
David Lee Roth. You know, I mean, if Van
Boy.
Halen, you can do mid-air splits. Who else can do that?
Okay, number one, yeah, David Lee Roth. You're 100%. You talk about like rock and roll and like who fronted a band, 100%.
Yeah.
but he still thinks he can do it. Have you seen?
Okay, yeah. So that's another thing I was going to talk about.
Talk about
When should the guys hang up the Spurs? When should they?
good call.
I just actually saw Paul McCartney, who I've seen live. I love, at this SNL season 51 finale. His voice is very trembly. You're talking about Katharine Hepburn. He sounds a little bit. It's just his age. He's an old man. He's pushing 90.
He didn't set himself up for later in life, meaning like he didn't do a David Lee Roth where,
Right.
we know David Lee Roth because he's jumping around all the time. And Paul is
Dan's
nice and
still
calm.
trying to do that. So that's the thing. But yeah, I mean, as you
Paul's
age,
doing David Lee Roth is trying to be the sex god.
Yeah.
And Paul McCartney he's the boyish one.
Yeah, you're
right.
Yeah,
So it's a softer voice.
I'm icy, but I'm cool.
Hey, I'm honestly,
friendly.
I've seen David Lee Roth live, and they're kind of all struggling to hit the high notes. Lou Gramm also with Foreigner.
Sure.
He's touring with them now, and he does a couple songs, but they have another guy coming in, filling the set out.
Bringing him back in. I mean, he's been out of the band for like 50 years.
Right.
I remember, if I can tell a quick
Yeah, go for it.
story, years and years ago, I was at back when you remember when Pleasure Island.
Yeah.
And every night is New Year's Eve.
Yeah, right.
But then, so on the real New Year's Eve, they would have a big party and bring in bands and stuff. And I saw Chic that night.
Oh, wow.
And Foreigner was there. And I walked in and I saw a guy singing on stage. And he was fat and sweaty and long hair in his face. And I was like, oh, no, they replaced Lou Gramm.
No.
And then the next day I was like, that was Lou
Graham. Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, but he's had vocal issues too. Maybe some surgery.
Well, he had brain surgery.
Yeah.
As I understand, like they literally opened up his head and picked his brain up and operated on the underside of his brain.
Like clean the undercarriage.
Head back.
You can do that.
Back together.
You got to get up
pay
underneath
extra.
that brain.
You got to pay extra for that.
Yeah, get all the grooves.
Do you have a front man, best front man?
Wow, that was tough. Yeah, I spent all the time thinking about that question. Frontman. Ooh. Well, you were talking about Aerosmith.
Yeah,
that's pretty.
That's mine. That's mine for sure.
See, I didn't
Steven
have
Tyler.
Steve Tyler. Yeah. I mean, I think it's Steve Perry also, vocal issues from Journey.
And there's been so many times to say, he's coming back. He's going to do a comeback. There's so many people that want him to come back.
Right.
But he's just, I'm done with it, right? Or-
Well, I don't think he wants to. I mean, his
you're
voice
right.
is shot, but I don't think he wants to.
And that's the thing. Why he had a perfect voice,
Man, no kidding, right?
I mean, they had to find Arnold from the Philippines.
Even he's ruining his voice.
That's
now.
what I'm saying. It's going to happen because you put that strain constantly, night in, night out, doing the work. It's going to take an effect after a while. But I mean, I wish them nothing but if they want to retire, that's fine. Or if they want to continue performing, that's fine too. But we talked about also elder abuse. I don't know if you saw this video of Frankie Valli circulating a couple years ago.
Yeah.
He was still on the road, and it's like Is he being forced to do that? Does he owe people money? That's what I'm saying, because they have to pay the bill still somehow on stage, and it looks like his mouth's kind of moving, but the vocals sound perfect. So what is happening? Is that AI? Is that just a recording and he's just up there?
There's nothing else to do. The sight of you leaves me weak. There are no words left to speak.
I kind of suspect he actually wants to do it.
Yes. So
Yeah.
who are we to say you can't do it anymore? But it's like, are people going to pay for that? Pay just to see him and just check that person off your bucket list?
I wanted to see Van Halen and David Lee Roth, and I saw a video. People were walking out, and it was just sad. It just made me feel really bad.
Yeah.
It was like, because you think about the '80s, and there was such a good time, and you're rock and roll, and then you see him on stage, and like,
I think
he hasn't moved on.
He still has the energy, and for the most part, he has the look. He's got a haircut. He's still slim, and he has arm tats now, and walking around with a vest, and he's still got that party attitude. He still has the swagger.
He
just doesn't have the vocal range anyway. But I feel like you can say that about a lot of artists his age that are still trying to tour.
Yeah, he tried doing he had a morning show for a little while.
Oh, yeah?
He took over Stern and some markets.
like Sirius or
it didn't do. No, it wasn't a Sirius. Like at a radio station, I think LA or something like that. But he didn't do very well at all. We're going to, as far as the music goes, we're going to kind of wrap it up here. There's one song, John. I'll give you a little time to think about this one. But if there's one song that encompasses your life, that is the one that you like, is the soundtrack of your life. I'll start off with our music man, Travi.
Like I said, American Pie is one of my favorite songs, only because I used to sing with my buddies out in the woods drinking beers in high school and in college. It's a song that I ended my wedding with.
Cool.
We did karaoke at my wedding. That's how we ended the night. And I just got all the people I loved in one room. I'm walking around through and giving high fives. Got it on video. It's just a great memory. So I love that song. But I always said that Classical Gas was my favorite by Mason Williams. Is no lyrics, and I love to sing.
Okay.
You can't sing along to it, but it's just a great instrumental track, and I just love hearing that. So I always used to say, just as an obscure song, like, this is my favorite song, Classical Gas. Kind of is my favorite song.
All right.
I think I'm going to go Walking on Sunshine, Katrina and the Waves.
You're joking.
It's the song I should be sick of. I am not sick of it. I actually own every album from Katrina and the Waves.
Oh,
They're a much better band than people give them credit for.
I know. How many albums do they have?
Oh, let's see. Well, and then it depends on how you define it, because actually they were kind of a punky band called Waves before they became Katrina and the Waves. And the guy who wrote Walking on Sunshine,
He's got to be a quadruple billionaire by now.
And what's funny is, but he lives as a hippy-dippy British eccentric. Cool. His name's Kimberly Rue. He was also in a band called the Soft Boys, which with Robin Hitchcock, I don't know if you know him.
They're actually going to sing the 13-year-old.
I thought that's what we were going to call this podcast for a while, actually.
I think the Soft Boys is a Burroughs reference. I'm not 100% sure on that. But yeah, though, they continue to put out good music. And I did not go see it because I didn't have the cash, but she was just at Epcot for the Eat to the Beat concert series just a couple of weeks ago.
You remember when I was telling you about a song that, like, if it plays well as the first song of a movie, that would be one. But it would be an 80s themed movie, no matter what. Like, because every 80s song, whenever they do, like, talking about the 80s, they play Katrina and the Waves.
Well, what's like a party starter song? I wanted to ask you guys that. Like one that you can just kicks off the party, that you put on first to get the party going. Let's get this party started. I had a couple that I usually do. Panama by Van Halen. It just kind of gets going real quick. Return of the Mac, if you want a different vibe, it's a great intro song. You talking about intro to movies, guy walking down the street. Return of the Mac, Mark Morrison. And then I really like White Lines by Grandmaster Flash, the Furious Five. I don't know if you know that song.
Now, is it about?
It's about cocaine.
Okay, interesting.
It gets the party started, but they're saying not to do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. That's what they say in the song.
There's a Duran Duran cover of it.
Yeah.
Is it really?
Of White Lines?
Yeah. They put out not a greatest hits. They put out a covers album called Thank You, and that's one of them.
I need to check that out.
Listen to Simon Le Bon try and do that low voice.
There was a song I remember, White Horse. If you want to ride Don't ride the white horse. And growing up, do you remember that song?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's about all I remember. But
But everybody told me that was about cocaine. Like, you don't ride the white horse.
Yeah.
It's the cocaine, like chasing the dragon or whatever. I don't know.
So that's the Party Star song for you, or your
No.
favorite song?
I was just, y'all were talking about the cocaine.
Okay.
So I'm giving you my cocaine song. And there's another song by Eric Clapton. I can't remember the name of it. Give me 1 second.
Tears in
Tears in
Heaven.
Heaven.
Tears in Heaven. Thank you very much. That's the one. My this is a true story. By the way, if you're watching, my little monitor went out behind us. Everything's fine. My song. So about a year ago, Liza, my wife, and I, we had to renew our wills. So we have our will and everything. And I always wanted REO Speedwagon's "Roll with the Changes" to be played at my funeral. Right.
Okay.
So I was like, well, I'm redoing my will. So I'm all serious and everything.
Put this in your will.
And the last thing is I put in there, and I go, well, I'm just going to get creative with it.
Oh my God.
And I wrote in there the absolute last thing that is done in if it's a funeral or memorial service or whatever, is "Roll with the Changes."
Oh man, I can't wait. I'm gonna be there.
You can't wait till I die.
When are we gonna do that? I'm free next Tuesday, but I can't do anything Thursday.
I don't, now that I think of it, I don't know if I want to hear that song.
We'll just put a pin in it. We'll circle around to it.
So you guys, if you're around and you see, make sure
Roll with the Changes playing. I'm like, all right, get the shovels.
Yeah, and it's all notarized and everything. So
that's amazing. Because I was going to ask, like, what is a song that you want to be remembered by or played at your funeral?
that what is
Roll with the Changes. That's a great one.
I think because it really highlights my life. I think and that's what you got to do.
I was thinking, so they called it the long one. It's the last 16 minutes of Abbey Road, the Beatles song. It's like a medley of, so it encompasses all different types of melodies and harmonies with the Beatles. It really kind of like sums up their career. And it ends with the song called "The End."
Oh yeah, right, yeah.
Yeah, and I think that would be a good one to end out on for my funeral, or maybe even the last song I listened to.
In that case, I went with "Love to Love You, Baby" from Donna Summer because it's like 12 minutes long.
Okay.
You got the long.
So that's the long one for me.
You got a 16-minute. You got a 12-minute one. I'm playing the oldie songs back in the 2 minutes.
I'm gonna take every second I can.
So we played at your funeral. Let's go with "Steamroller."
Steamroller. And that one, and the 13-year-old, she's only 13.
That's a good one. I was thinking that "Wildfire" would be one of your songs. I mean,
running. I used to do that. It was a running boat.
Running joke. Yeah, Ran Collin "Wildfire" by.
I can't. Anyway, later on, I was out in Oklahoma, and I actually interviewed him.
Michael Martin.
Michael Murphy. Thank you very much. And
this guy.
I wasn't going to explain to him the story. I just took a picture, and I think I sent it to everybody on Daily Buzz. The guy finally met. Keep running wild.
Like only three of us got it. Who is this bearded man?
Who is the dude? So I appreciate you, Travis. You getting that.
You ran Collin "Wildfire," man. Always.
All right, it's fun talking music. We always end the show with what you're watching and what's on the tube, what you've been watching. Trav, I'll start with you, buddy. What are you watching?
I watched the Survivor finale last night. I've been watching Survivor 50, season 50, and I guess no spoilers, but the news is already out there. Yeah, Aubrey won. You know Aubrey, right?
No, I don't. I've never watched this show.
Do you know any? So we met Ozzy. We were out in CES Vegas. We met Ozzy.
Yeah.
He was actually in this season. Did another boneheaded move though. The guy left with an idol in his pocket. An idol gives you immunity and safety. You cash it in, and it gets you another week on the show. And he left. He got voted out with one in his pocket. Did not play it. And it's tragic because he had a really good game, a matured game this time from other seasons. And we got to meet the guy, and I got to tell him that, how much of a great Survivor player, a big fan I was of him when we met him out in Vegas. But yeah, this is his fifth time playing, and, he's getting older. Maybe he'll come back. I don't know. But I watched that last night. That's what I've been doing.
John, what are you watching, bud?
See, I just watched the Martin Short documentary.
Yeah, great. Oh my gosh,
I need to watch it. I need to watch it.
It's very good, but it's also not terribly revealing.
Yeah,
it's like because Lawrence Kasdan directed it, and so it's kind of like The Big Chill, except it's Martin Short's life.
What I appreciate about him, he would have these great Christmas parties. You haven't seen the documentary yet, and like at these documentaries, but I love the one scene where. He's playing Ed Grimley, and Tom Hanks is playing Forrest Gump, and they're redoing the scene from Butch Cassidy and the Sundance.
They're doing this in their social lives.
This is a video, home video.
That's hilarious.
That was really good. I had a different appreciation. I always loved Martin Short, but I had a different appreciation for him after I saw that. I think it was a great one. It's a good stuff.
I'll throw in Taskmaster.
Tell me about that. I'm not.
It's a
No.
British show. It's only been on in the U.S. on YouTube of all things officially. It's there legally, but it's one of those. Do you ever watch it? British game shows because with celebrities because there's really no point. I mean, there's a prize, but it's not really a prize. It's just a chance for people to be goofy.
Oh, okay.
So Taskmaster is they're given ridiculous tasks, and sometimes they're embarrassing, sometimes they're messy. And it's the same 6 people for like 8-10 weeks, I forget.
Okay.
And at the end, there's a winner. There's been 2 Americans in it. Kumail Nanjiani is doing it right now, and Jason Mantzoukas.
I like that. He's
He
great.
is brilliant. That guy.
he's funny.
He's one of the funniest guys. I mean, so quick. I love Jason.
And he basically was the ugly American intentionally throughout.
Isn't he Canadian?
Is he?
I think he's Canadian.
Okay.
Yeah, Toronto. He's Toronto based,
That's right.
but he's probably American naturalized or something like that.
Well,
I'm not.
Kumail's from Pakistan, so.
Oh, there you go. I had just watched this documentary. I was asking y'all if she's seen it, and I know people are listening to this and we're talking about 80s songs and how we're old. I was such an old man watching this. It's Netflix, The Crash, and it's basically this girl, 17 years old. She's driving this car. She's moved out of her house. This is, again, a documentary. And living with a 20-year-old guy. So she's 17. They've been together for about 5 years. They were always fighting, had this very toxic relationship. And she basically took her car, drove 100 miles an hour into a building and killed him as well as one of his friends.
Oh my God.
There was a trial that ensued, and you just saw what's wrong with the world right now, and no accountability and bad parenting and just taking no responsibility at all. If you do watch it all the way to the end. She does a jailhouse, no surprise there, but a jailhouse interview. And once the camera's turned off, that's where the gold comes, because you can see just what really is behind the world of influence, social media. And do some research behind it, too, because I think it's an important film if you're a parent to watch. Okay. I really appreciate it. It's really, really good.
What network is that
It's
on?
on Netflix.
Netflix. So
it's called The Crash.
Anything on Tubi. I specifically have exclusivity with Tubi. I can't watch any other streaming service.
Each week, we make sure that Tubi knows that we are dying for content and our content on it as well. So we pitch different ideas, John. Any idea that you would like to give for a Tubi show that you would want to watch?
I don't remember what is Tubi's angle.
Get out of here, John.
I remember Quibi.
you were doing so well.
And Tubi.
You're excused.
It's basically the better Netflix.
Yeah, it's free. One, you don't have to pay anything for it. You just have to watch a few ads. What's the big deal, John?
Big deal, John. It's just ads. Any pitches for this?
Sure.
How about
Concentration. Bring back
Just watch
concentration? Okay.
Yeah. Oh, with the one that Alex Trebek hosted for a while there.
You know what? Would be
Classic
great?
Concentration.
Yeah.
I don't think you realize the brilliance of what John just said. Concentration, but it's all people with ADD. I would make it. I'm driving there. I'm like, what? What are we doing? What's going on?
Mitch,
Where?
We were talking about Casey Kasem. They're actually bringing back Scooby Doo on Tubi, which Tubi Dooby Doo. That's what I'm saying.
Scooby, you know, watch us on Tubi.
It's a new. It's called Yokoso Scooby Doo. It's an animated series. It's the first anime version of Scooby Doo on Tubi.
That's the thing about Tubi is the fact that they are at the forefront.
They're willing to take chances. They're brave.
They're
brave
brave.
programming. I mean,
Very brave. So
Yeah.
our folks at Tubi, you guys just keep it up. Keep up what you're doing.
Yeah.
We're still waiting for the Chris Noth show, reality show. Even I'll take a scripted drama.
no, I mean,
Chris Noth.
I looked up. He actually has several projects currently streaming on Tubi. And so, if anybody wants to click on any of those, get the numbers up, get his attention, and tell him Opinionish sent you.
Please do.
Yeah.
Chris, we want you.
We love you, Chris.
We love you, Chris, and we love you, Tubi, as well.
Mm-hmm.
And you need to get your Tubi on.
I'm on it.
Get it together, John.
John, your website. Tell everybody what's there and where to go.
ThatGuyOnTV.com. I bought it when I was on TV.
I love it.
Nice.
You know, what's funny about that is I had a website because, you can get, your website. I bought one I call that Jackass on TV. I literally owned it, but I didn't know John had that guy on TV, and I had one called that Jackass.
I had to wait like 15, 20 years, and the guy who owned it and never used it finally didn't renew it. So I swept it
Nice.
for the regular price. And now nobody's on TV. Everybody's on streaming.
That guy on streaming. Thanks for hanging out. Will you hang out with us again? I always appreciate your first answering a majority of my lost questions and my lost thoughts and everything. Thanks for tuning in. Anything you'd like to end the show with there, Travi?
No, I love music. I actually wrote something.
Okay. Why don't we end it with that?
What music means to me, and
Do you want to do like a slow?
if you can dim the lights, and if you can just play some soft music, AI is fine if you need to. But I just wrote about what music means to me and the impact of music.
Just like a smell can trigger an emotional response, a song can be locked to a memory so strongly that it provides an instant recall to a specific moment in your life, an event, an emotion, sending you back in time to when you first heard it. The nominees for Best Male Pop Vocal Performance are... I'm sorry, I wasn't supposed to read that.
Yeah, that was awesome. Thank you.
Well, it was Bobby McFerrin. Don't worry, be happy. In case you were wondering. Congratulations, Bobby's not here to accept his award. We're going to accept it on his behalf.
I was doing a slow pull in and everything for you. All right, bud. I love that. Great way to end the show. Thanks for joining us. This is OPINIONish. Of course, tell your friends. Everybody follow us on social media and just go to opinionishpodcast.com. I got one. You got one. You got one. We got all opinions. Take care and we'll see you when we look at you.